Hello and welcome back to the Waves 3, playing as Japan on Super Large Plus. We have made it to 1940. That's pretty epic. It's a new decade, and well, I am pretty amazed at how fast things proceed. It's hard to put the game down once you're in the zone. But it is time for not only another start of year review, because we did manage to finish all of 39 in the previous episode. That was a bit surprising. I didn't really think that, so I probably said that we would have some of 39 in this episode, but that turned out not to be the case, obviously. But yeah, not only at the start of year review, we will also have the 5-year retrospective and plan ahead. Yeah, and we have unlocked some tech, so I'm thinking design work needs to happen soon and all sorts of goodness. So let's jump in. So it's 1940, and we've been at war for 33 months. Not quite 3 full years, but close to it. Nothing's changed really in the world of politics and tension. Tensions moved a little bit earlier, but then they completely froze. So now I don't think. Yeah, well, China is up to 7, but how very irrelevant that is. I have built one batch of docks that I think is good. Great Britain is left at 77. Let's see if she wastes money on something she can't afford. We are surging ahead. Normal gains, I would say, for this time period, but US is pulling ever so slightly ahead. Colony is up, budget is stable. Teeny tiny increase. That should not read that. It should read this. Yeah, not much, but I mean, yeah. 59, 100. Why is my maths off? This should read. Oh, mother of 28, 800. It should read. Okay, yeah. Sorry about that. Build upkeep is very close to what it was. I didn't even bother changing the numbers. It's pretty static. 43, down 500. Aircraft are up a little bit, so basically the same, and construction is the same. So, yeah. A tier, I would say. My economy, US is by comparison now 63.5. That's still about 10% bigger, but the gap is now 6.5 instead of 5 because percentages. By comparison, number 3, the UK is at 47, Germany is like 44, 45. So I'm not building a whole lot. I'm building carriers. I need bigger, more capable carriers with decent range and speed and carrying aircraft capacity. I have 100 plus carriers now. Great Britain has 50 plane carriers. That won't do. I'm down to 3 subs. Build 2. I'm gonna get rid of the airships. I didn't update my number of combat destroyers. We can look at that later. Research was pretty good, I would say. Machinery +1. We are only really lacking the supercharged diesels now, so we are bumping that up to medium. And armor, we got 1. We got that bulbous bow I was talking about. Mag mines. Oh, is it? Got those last time, I think. I think this is the correct. We got better medium and heavy AA, but important, better search radar and air search radar. And we got aerial depth charges. So if you like your carriers to be able to hunt subs, And we got bigger CVs, which resulted in a new class, and we got a new Higgins boat, so better range. So we are gonna focus still. We are gonna bump up machinery for the diesels, focus on radar. And temporary invasion, it should not be high, it should be medium, but okay, let's keep it on high then. Temporary measure anyway. I'm dropping it to 9. I think that should be enough to save a little bit of money. Yeah, I forgot about this. Yeah, let's just move ahead. Nothing much happened in the aircraft department. So the war cabinet, no truly major battles. We had a first CV battle that was pretty inconclusive. We got a light carrier and some cap ships, but nothing relevant. We have more victory points, but so do they. So the ratio is actually less favorable. I am hoping maybe to prolong the war so I can invade Newfoundland. That requires better tech and or year. Italy remains irrelevant. Like tensions are frozen. I think peace is likely in 1940. But aircraft was more involved last year than in 38. So while AA was also observed scoring some hits. So, this is the same as last year, only worse. Now they are down to 4 battleships and 3 battlecruisers, 2 of them in third. Sure, they are building something, but it is completely irrelevant. So they are completely screwed. Quick facts. Resource gain is halved. That is pretty significant, I would say. Sessions is up. Budget modifier is much higher because I'm in a war. Means the budget is inflated. So yeah, a fleet is actually down a few tons, but that's me scrapping several capital units, both of battleships and battle cruisers, and some light cruisers. Tensions are all over high in addition to the war. I have an Italian alliance now. Wars fought 8 + 1, it should read. The overall assessment is that my position in the Indian Ocean is strengthened. Ceylon is a very good place to have. And my South Pacific and North Pacific possessions are strengthened. And we are still working on the Solomons and Papua and Zanzibar here. So overall, this will be my little pond. To be honest, I'm probably using way too much resources taking these colonies because other than basing, they don't contribute to the economy. So however many thousand I use on invasions and maintaining a huge invasion fleet, they are never going to repay that. So it's a net loss really. But our main goal for playing this entire campaign was to dominate the Indo-Pacific. So we are doing that now. We can't not do this. Make no sense. I have 8 frontline CVs. I mean to cycle out some of the old small ones, mothball them, probably never use them again, and introduce new, more modern types. Yes, I am up to S tier, I would say, along with the US. Great Britain will need to go down one step because they have now with actual numbers from 1940 instead of 1935, we can see Great Britain has no fleet left, so becoming increasingly irrelevant as a fleet naval power. Yeah, nothing else is changed. So plans for the first half of the 40s, basically the time period covering World War II. It's a bit difficult to say since I'm in the middle of the war and we do not know exactly how long this will last or if things will change. I mean, if Germany joins and the war lasts for 2 more years, obviously things will be different. But the plan is to finish the war, then modernize and consolidate and start planning for the end game, for the transition into the missile age, sort of the late 40s, early 50s. But there is a lot of time before we get really good SAMs and medium surface-to-surface missiles and all of that. So quite a bit to go still. I would say the 40s, at least the first half, is definitely the time of the aircraft. But as soon as your planes get to shoot missiles, things start to go wrong. So I have many build concepts that we will look at, but they are not ready for the full design study yet. But basically, smaller vessels, destroyers, cruisers, of course, sort of an intermediate stage before we go all missile. I also want sort of those hyper capable new battle cruisers and perhaps a few battleships as well with TPS-4 and all the bells and whistles. See myself doing another war in the late mid 40s, like 44, 3, 4, 5, probably. When I have more carriers, destroyers, and better cruisers. And Germany would be my pick number 1. And get Norway. But I mean, France is a good opponent as well. As long as I can fight them. So again, US is not ideal yet. Because the ultimate goal, remember, is to go to Northeast American coast and the Caribbean and take the fight to the US, because they are not going to competently come to us and we cannot fight them piecemeal, even with long range ship, without any basing in close to where we will be fighting. So yeah, so let's go in. Yeah, I'm starting with looking at these guys. I think I will send these to the MED again. No, I will send them to Northeast Asia, actually. Because we are, of course, over cap. Unsurprising there. Service. Moving the Husan to the Indian Ocean, I think. Don't think there is a whole lot else I want to do. Get air groups and maybe Rikkumalakala. Or patrol aircraft. And this one called Diego Suarez. Oh. Something like that. Coastal raid, same stuff. They decline or cannot field a fort. No. Not playing with destroyers. Unexpected battle. So. I don't think this is actually a Corvette. Could be mistaken. Or made and everything, so kind of odd. The Liverpool class 6.6-inch guns. Feel like this maneuvers a lot like a destroyer, but I mean, I could be mistaken. Still insists, but I still don't believe it. But now the Liverpool is taking fire. Well, it was perhaps more surprising for them than for me. All is said and done. Yeah, it was a destroyer. 1,000-ton destroyer and 100-ton destroyer and this very shitty light cruiser. Ah, whatever. Yeah. Beyond that's sad. But they are working on it. Better armor piercing, better torpedoes. The dead sub is a good sub. We can, of course, blockade them. It would not be an issue at all, but I don't see anything that can be gained by that. No, I am not going to fight a small engagement. Victory lies at sea. Finally. How many subs do we even have left? 2 subs. See, now we can imagine radar. Pointless. Serve, or actually maybe mothball. Hmm. That was a lot of tonnage. Yeah, I can go all the way down there. I don't like it, but if I'm going to keep the rest of this unchanged, don't have a choice. So I suppose we will do it. Fight my mild misgivings. Twenty and 20 and 12. Okay. Basically just I don't like it. 100 shot. How much did the other guy have? He has 105. Can we not make this at 105? Did the deck armor again? Yeah, half an inch is very heavy. Sorry for all the back and forth, but I done properly. No, there is no way to make it work without doing that. those two. Yeah. Bonus are in mothball. One over cap, I can leave. Should we do Kenya as well? Why not? Let's get small engage. Oh, that's bad. Convoy defense. Good. Oh, are they now? Have they sent beat? Yeah. Think maybe at some point. Okay, this is interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. So this is invaded, but there is a rebellion now, so deal with that. Invading Kenya. Some weird reason they went to Southeast Asia. I'm not sure what they are trying to do, but I will ignore them. Yes, this is good. Better range, better. Now it might get interesting. Ooh, still on our equation range. Okay, I was hoping that I could reach them, but apparently not. Very sad. Sad indeed. Okay, so they went to the South Pacific. Wow. Uh, Now they are being blockaded. all this. Sailing around. Huh. What gonna do? And South Pacific. Nice. Armor piercing bombs in level bombing. Yeah. Are you any gone? That well, they are still in India, of course, but I think Indian Ocean is no more mine. 40, that's starting to look like something. They went home for some reason. They have basing and everything. I don't know what the plan was there, but why did I send carriers without aircraft on a trip to that? Absolutely no sense. Forgot something there. Just a comment. Yeah, I realized I have made a little bit of a, well, mistake, sort of, because I made a 1930 ISO CO, and now I made a 1940 ISO CO that I have put into production, so I can't really undo that. It's only a few ships, but I was mightily confused. I was checking the number of combat destroyers and why, how are these done? But okay, yeah. So I have 9 2,000 tonners. I have 37 of these and 26 1100 tonners. I think we can. We with that. So we have 72 combat destroyers now. So we have taken some losses, I would say. But none of our groups are sort of completely annihilated. Ah, that's a long trip. Just for fun. Yeah. Construction, do we need to modernize some more? You can see these carriers now have anti-sub, of course, because, yeah. These are mothballed. Maintenance is still sky high. So where are we exactly fighting? We are fighting. I haven't played since yesterday, you see. So I have forgotten half of what I was doing. Yes, right. We had actually finished fighting in the Indian Ocean. Indeed, we had. And the British had been sending forces to the South Pacific. Right. I remember now. Remember. We are moving stuff. They are going to the South Pacific. Yeah. We have a fighter in progress. So save. And let's move forward. Some ships have no. Hmm. Enemy coastal raid near Ceylon. No. Strongly doubt that. Small engagement. Enemy gains victory points. Okay. You. Yeah. I'm not against the peace. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh. 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 Yes. Yes, you see. No. We will, of course, take Ireland. That's absolutely not something to be debatable. We have 16 points. So, which is better of these? I don't remember which is better, but the important part. I need to just give me a second. Yeah. So okay. So New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, they have the same facing value 50. So let's take New Brunswick. That's in the North American East Coast. And of Grand Bahama and New Providence. New Providence has not a high base capacity, but it is higher. So I get no extra boost to my economy for this, but this will absolutely place me a lot better for future expansion, I would say. Yeah, I would imagine. Um, okay, yeah, it would have been okay to continue the war indefinitely, but like I said in the start of year brief, I was starting to feel that a peace was very likely. Sprinkler system, new fighter prototypes. Yes, this is a lot better. These ones have actual range. Look at this. This is completely different from even from the yeah. So we can have this one has more toughness. I always wish I knew how big a deal that actually was. They are essentially the same speed. The range is quite comparable, I would say, but it's a 9 toughness, considerably better than a 7 toughness. Yeah, let's mix it up. Let's take that. Probably stupid. And more ships in the South Pacific than our bases can support. No shit, Sherlock. Okay. Now I'm glad we saved up a lot of money because now we are going to have to really scale back here. May actually go into the files and change the names of that 2,000-ton destroyer, so I'm not entirely confused here, but we'll see. Yeah. This is beautiful. The build cost 400. Build fortifications. This is the most important possession I have. Brunswick. Okay, yeah. Could probably have taken Nova Scotia because it's oh, it's fine. It's actually a good place to be up in the corner here. New Providence. Build fortification. I already come with a naval. Base capacity 20. Well, that can be improved. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Take off these. Okay. We don't have a presence in West Africa, and we don't have that single one in the Falklands, but that's irrelevant. This cannot be taken, so you can never have possessions on either of these west coasts. And Great Britain managed to hold on to the Solomons. Seems to be no longer in rebellion. Did we crush it, or did it just end when the war ended? Highly sure. Yeah. It's pretty neat, but now we really need to scale down things. Yeah, and a wild cuff appears. Let's do it. Yes. So we have this fighter will of course replace all the other fighters. This dive bomber seems pretty okay still. 1940, it's very new. The torpedo bomber, yeah, pretty decent. Because it can carry a torpedo to medium and yeah. Obsolete. This is definitely obsolete. This is basically also obsolete. I'm gonna fight anyone for a little while so we can obsolete them and get a better overview. So, of these two, which is the more important one, a good average, I think we can take a naval patrol aircraft now. With range and range, basically. Now it takes 8 months to process. Okay, that's step 1. Set that too high. I'm gonna bring research back up to 10 because now it doesn't cost quite as much because our budget got slashed. And yeah, we actually have the highest budget. That's not gonna last. We all know that, but not too shabby to have 760 during peacetime, and we aren't building too much trash, so this is actually kind of good. We're down to 3 subs. Coastal fortification. Last 3 air bases will have to go. Oops. I could hit all reserve, but I don't think that's very useful at the moment. To 8, all reserved. I mean, we could realistically just scrap the lot because, yeah. And these guys can go down to 12. That reduces the aircraft to something manageable. Don't want to scrap any of my battery. Do I have places where we have no batteries? I have taken a lot of areas, so need to check that. Oh, that looks good. Oh, ships in service. We do absolutely not anything in the South Pacific. These will go home, all of them. Move to Northeast Asia and 407 ships. Foreign station. These are foreign station. Pretty sure I'll have to use some of these other light cruisers for foreign station. About my combat destroyers, they are also all over the place, and go. Do all of them need to go home? Yes, move. I realize. Okay. So the Shinano, that's an expensive one. We'll go to Northern Europe. Supposed to be mothballed. I suppose to move back home. Foreign station. It's correct. Now, who will remain in Northern Europe? These two can remain in Europe. No, I want someone that's recently been refitted so that Surug is. Oh, there you are. These will go Northern Europe. Will go to that. Would all go to Northeast Asia. Can be mothballed. No, it can be reserved. So, which are my most modern light cruisers? One is in Northern Europe. Okay. No, not add ships. No, 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 no. Average, well connected. He sounds like he should run a little group of cruisers. We maybe halt construction of something briefly to save monies. Yeah, that should do it. An air group. Dublin, Belfast, Reykjavik. Naval fighter, medium bomber in Cork. That sounds about right. And Yeah, like that. Or destroyers. We'll do the post-war review, of course, but I think I will do it in conjunction with an start of year report for destroyers commissioned. Fighters, other heavy, medium actually shot down something despite me not having really invested into it. That was somewhat surprising. It's always the least scoring in terms of weight on ship. I do think it will disrupt more attacks than light AA. Light AA happens after the attack has gone through, while heavy AA can disrupt a larger sphere, and medium can sort of stop the bombers before they strike, or at least try to. But you can see it's pretty anemic. But we didn't have a lot of air fighting. But I mean, 20% of this, they shot down 6-7 planes. Not a lot, but yeah. Did anything reach Northeast Asia? Really? No. Old. Curve. Northern Europe. Yeah, I might run my light cruisers in groups of 4 instead, because 3 is kind of sufficient for most purposes, but you can see that when they are on station, they tend, suddenly they take a little bit of damage, and then you're down to from 3 to 2 or just 1, and if you start with 4, then they can be a bit more, have a little bit more staying power. Kagi. And suddenly they are back. Now we have more stuff in Northeast Asia. These old ones will be mothballed. The Husans will be reserved. East Asia, the Tsurugi, that one should go into reserve. Actually, mothball because no reserve. Reserve, that's right. Yeah, let's just give it another turn. Important here. This one needs a captain. Minesweeper captain, wow. No aviators. Bison. Then Tulsa needs another guy. Yeah. Sounds more like it. Rate of fire enthusiast. Nah, I don't think so. Below average. Good administrator. Average. Good. Poor admin. No. Sport. Safety. Major arms firm wants to sell ships to a South American country. Yes, we will allow it. We need more budget. We are practically broke. New dive bomber is ready. Also, we want tensions to go up again, of course. Um, seven, seven. Yeah, the US has jumped past us. That was bound to happen, but they have a very large fleet now. They have 1,000,000 tons more than us. And I'm pretty sure not all of that is productive. 31 battleships. Anyway, so we have these 14 inchers, relatively cheap, hanging out in the Med and Northern Europe. I think that's wise. These guys are on blah blah reserve. These will be mothballed and refitted eventually. One can be balled, mothballed. These are in North Asia. Want them to be in. We want them to be in Northeast Asia. These are in the Med. And I have nothing in Northern Europe. I have some cruiser. These in Northern Europe. I can send these to American coast. I can send these to Northern Europe. I can send these to the Med. Yes, that works. They are working up. They have no aircraft. That's fine. Asia. And suddenly we are no longer in red. So this is excellent. But now we need to seriously consider what to build. Because we can't just build a handful of destroyers. How many have we built? We have built 6. We could build some more. How many big destroyers do we even have? We have, between these classes, we have 16 plus 6. That's 20 something. 22. Okay, that's not horrible. one defense point. We definitely want to build more fortifications. And we want Saint John. I wonder how much it takes to get a defense point for aircraft. But we'll have to wait and see, I suppose. This is also a key location, so I'm definitely investing more in it. So we do 12 and add air unit. And also send a ship or something. And Ireland is definitely worth more batteries as well. Cork is 60. And 'Now we can effectively fight in the Bay of Biscay. We can have air cover for all those actions in the approaches. And with decent range on future aircraft, we can even reach into the North Sea. We have 150 now. $150, and our long range ships coming in feels like it should be sufficient. It's not a lot, but we can also be more active with cycling because we still have our 390 here. Only have 50. How expensive is naval bases? Oh man. Yes. Only have 20 here. We have 50 here. Do it. It's a lot, but yeah. It's a reasonable investment, actually. Yeah, whatever. They're gonna break the alliance soon anyway, so it doesn't matter. Didn't really help us, but it was worth a try. Made it to November. We have battle cruisers in the Med and Northern Europe. That's nice. We have mothball because you are so expensive. Ryu. Yeah, I can't keep all of them active all the time. It will just strangle my economy, so I can't really do that. These can go to the Caribbean because I have battle cruisers in Northern Europe, right? They are North American East Coast. That's excellent. These two CVs are in Northern Europe. That's pretty centrally located, I think. They're one ship still out. No, not reserve mothball. Yeah, so despite all this building, we have, well, we are not building ships though, so that's not good. But we have research, we have naval aircraft, all the other things under control, I feel. We are investing in bases in Caribbean and the North American East Coast. We have a very slight naval presence. Yeah, so you can see we have 2 points for coastal batteries, 1 point for ships, and 1 point for aircraft. Oh, yeah, the same. So when the light cruisers arrive, we will have more. Here we have 2 for ships on station and for the aircraft. Might even see if we can get more points for having more aircraft. Let's go see Cork. Let's copy air group and paste it into Dublin. See if anything happens. It's the same with the batteries, the aircraft, the ships. They all have sort of these break points where you get an extra point. I don't know if there are fractions hidden behind the user interface. I have no idea. Subs. Just because we can. Yeah, and between this year and the next, I would reorganize some of these units. See, 2 battle cruisers are almost done. I am not going do that though, but it would be interesting to see how much it would cost to get them to speed 27, but for the time being, it's not worth it. We'll start losing speed soon, so once these guys are done, I can refit these with yeah, I guess diesel engines and all of that. Can get them to speed 32, that's even better. We'll look at these light cruisers, see if we can do anything for them. 4 months until we have the next one. Months until this is ready. Once we have populated our squadrons with these planes, I will be pretty happy. Northern Europe is kind of sort of no shortage of brilliant admirals, but find me a brilliant commander? No, can't be done. No. I took away their planes and put them into mothball. And yeah. Uprising in a Chinese province. We will send a cruiser? No. Battleship for budget, prestige, and mucho tension. Absolutely need tension now. Two-phase search. That makes your search patterns better. We haven't talked about manually sending out scouting forces, but we will once we get to it. And that's December, and suddenly we are up to 841 400, and tension with our favorite new enemy, France, is Viking, or Germany is up, so this is looking kind of good. Tentatively looking quite good. Should I invest in another round build? How much is it? 60. 24 months. In 50 for 36 months, but you get 50, so we did that, then our Northern Europe would be very potent indeed. Base capacity is 40. An alliance with Spain, not Italy. That would solve all my problems. Yeah, so 4 defense points. Yeah, so now we have 7 defense points. Yeah, sounds about right. Is this? 6 sounds about right. 4 sun station, coastal battle. Egypt. Egypt might profit from having more defense points, but this one skill. Have our carrier working up. What are people building? The US is hardly building anything. They are building 1 carrier, some heavy cruisers, and 1 million billion light cruisers. It's a slightly odd choice, but I think they are feeling the weight of their huge. Yeah. So what's the point? 12 6-inch, 4-inch belt. Yeah, we need that too. So that's gonna be our next light cruiser. Let's just gunnery, above average gunnery expert on a destroyer. No. That takes us to modern quad MAA things, yes, and reduces MAA topside load, yes. A better dive bomber, is it better? Technically, it is better, but fine. So we made it to 1941. That is most excellent. We are not really building enough new ships now, but we have some other stuff going on. Have a good funds setting here, so I will design a couple of new ships, some light cruisers, some yeah, and then we'll get on with modernizing our forces and building new stuff and plotting and planning, and we'll yeah, altogether good times. And yeah, the war ended. We still for now allied to Italy, but tensions are up so high that I don't. It's 4 or 5 or 5. 4. But that's enough to make such a wartime alliance lapse pretty quickly, I think. Overall, tensions are low-ish, but we have France at 6, and I like that a lot. So this went a lot better than I had expected. We did indeed manage to put Great Britain into sort of a crushing defeat situation. And 16 points, that is by far the biggest we've had, unless you count the collapse of Russia plus with the separate peace and those 13 points we got. We got 13 plus 9, so that's bigger. But the main goal here was to take Ireland, and now we have Ireland. We are fortifying it heavily. And not only did we take Ireland, we actually secured a toehold. I would not say a foothold, a toehold in Northern America, and even a little bit of a pinky finger hold on New Providence. So we are doing stuff here. And we are also expanding naval bases there. So we are actually set already for what I was considering perhaps not even possible in our next 5-year period, because I was expecting the war with Great Britain to end, us not to have enough points. Then we got a lot of points. And yeah, so next step would be control over Norway, I guess, or more control over the Med. We have options. So that's going to be exciting. So stay tuned and see you soon.